Hey there, Skullheads. I'm Snags.
And I'm old Silky.
And we got Royale with cheese with us again. Back in the
Yes,
house.
for a long overdue James Bond episode.
Yep.
Um, James Bond. I think it'd be cool to hear from each of us what our first James Bond movie was, and if you remember how you felt about it, or what you thought.
Let's start
Mine's
with
easy.
start with Scott. This episode was his idea. So why
Mine's
don't you
easy.
lead it
Look,
off?
I started watching them when I was younger with my dad, but I think the first one I saw in the theater was For Your Eyes Only and Havelock, the Greek girl. Holy fuck. That girl was so hot. And I bought the 4K the whole series of the Bond movies on 4K. And I watched it and it looked better than it did when I saw it in the theater. And it's actually a really good movie.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, you remember Arena Havelock? I think that was her first name. Maybe it wasn't. Havelock. And they killed her parents on the boat, and then they
yes,
zoomed in on her blue eyes. And I was
yes.
just like, oh my God. And yeah, loved
What
it.
was
That's probably
the
my first.
What was the blonde in that movie? She was the younger blonde. She was trying to get him.
Oh yeah, she was the ice skater in the one where she went blind with Robbie Benson. I know you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah, yeah. But no, she is like a smoke show. And when I saw For Your Eyes Only, I saw that in the theater with my father, like you, and that was really the bug that started it. I thought that blonde was so damn hot.
If I didn't normally, I don't do this on my phone. If I wasn't on my phone, I would have looked it up for you, or at
Yeah,
least
I
I might
can't
have
think of her
once.
name, but anyway, I had seen Doctor No and some of the Roger Moores on TV, but For Your Eyes Only really started the obsession, um, and that shit was amazing.
I was
I mean, I saw even before For Your Eyes Only. Like my dad was a big Bond fan, and so there was The Spy Who Loved Me and The Man with the Golden Gun,
Yeah,
and Live and Let Die. It was really more the Roger Moore. I didn't really discover the Sean Connery till I got a little bit older because it was before my time. In fact, some of the Roger Moores were before my time, but Dad loved him, and so I kind of got familiar with him and just been obsessed since.
yeah, yeah.
I was 8 years old and got taken. I think it was like my mother and whoever the hell she was dating at the time. Spy Who Loved Me. I just remember the fucking car going underwater and Jaws and all that
The
shit.
Lotus.
Yeah.
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 That was my first James Bond movie
You
in
know, it's
theaters.
so funny. People always talk about that movie. That's actually one of my least favorite Bond movies.
It's all glitzy gadgety shit.
Uh, that
I like the
and
Sean Connery, Daniel Craig stuff. The just grittier stuff myself.
man, I people
Casino
fight me
Royale I
all the
thought was great.
time. I think Skyfall was the best Bond movie
Ooh,
ever
that was
made.
fucking phenomenal. I had a
It
good
was
director though.
phenomenal,
Yeah.
and it's funny because people always talk about, well, what's your favorite Daniel Craig movie? And I'm like, well, you can't look at it as your favorite Daniel Craig movie because there's Casino Royale, which is fantastic, right? And then
Hmm.
people go, yeah, but Quantum Solace was terrible. I'm like, well, no, it wasn't terrible because you have to look at Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace as part one and part two, right? And then you had Skyfall, which was a standalone. And then you had Spectre, which, by the way, had the best opening scene of any Bond movie in history.
Right. Well, and I think Scott nails it with the part one and part two. That's a concept I don't think a lot of viewers had, and so they picked it apart. And if you run them together the way they're supposed
It's
to,
fantastic.
it tells a whole story.
Same thing with Spectre and No Time to Die, because you got to remember that Christoph Waltz, being so if you watch Spectre and then it ends, and then you start No Time to Die, it picks up right after with, I mean, look, there was literally three Bond movies with Craig. Sorry,
Yeah,
it was true. It was Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Part One, Part Two, Skyfall, which is a standalone, which is my favorite Bond movie, period,
yeah,
and then Spectre, and then No Time to Die.
uh-huh,
If you watch them knowing this, you'll love them even more. And like people are
yeah,
like, yeah, but I can't believe that they killed James Bond, and you're like, well, no, it had to be done. You can't keep going.
yeah.
And
Well,
I
there,
was before you got on, Brett. Me and Craig were talking about like it needs to go back to where Bond started the double O,
yeah, yeah, a retro, just start over with a brand new young cat, you know?
and just don't be woke, and it'll be fucking amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
How
Um,
was no? I didn't see No Time to Die, but I remember there was some controversy because they had a woman 007. Was there any of that woke girl power,
No, no.
strong,
In fact,
confident woman propaganda in
no.
there, or was it just a
The
real
thing
story?
about it, was that he didn't really retire, but he's getting old, and he
Hmm.
And he kind of went out, and there's this great scene. I love the scene. Brett, you'll know the scene I'm talking about, where he's in
yeah.
a bar and he's has a scorpion on his hand.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and he's doing the shot. He's
yeah,
just done. But he had been retired. He retired from the Secret Service, or not the Secret Service, but the Her Majesty's Secret Service. And so they 007, 006, 005, whatever it may be, is just a number. It's not James Bond. It's the numbers that they give. And so
yeah.
when he kind of went away and semi-retired, they just gave the double O moniker to somebody else, and it happened to be a black
The
lady, and she
next
was
agent.
really great. And there's a great scene in Cuba in that movie, and you know what I'm talking about, Brad.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you just sort of realize that he's still 007, and it's oh man, you didn't see No Time to Die, Craig?
Nah, the last one I saw, I think I saw Skyfall, which was amazing, and then I might have watched Spectre and been underwhelmed, and then just
Go back
got
and watch Spectre.
yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, it's the best opening scene of any Bond movie because it's during the Day of the Dead, uh, and they do this steady cam shot of him and this girl walking down. Is it Brazil? Is that right, Brett?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're in Brazil,
Yeah,
and it's the steady cam shot, and they're walking down the road, and Bond's dressed he's got this tight little thing, and he's the bones, and she's just looking gorgeous, and they get in an elevator, and the steady cam it doesn't stop, and then they go to this hotel room and it doesn't stop. And then he realizes he's got to go out on a balcony and it still doesn't stop. You know what I'm talking about, Brett?
yeah, yeah,
And he walks down this balcony with this gun and he's trying, and then finally it stops. And you realize you're like 8 or 9 minutes in. It was this whole steady cam shot
Mm.
all the way during this great music, this Brazilian, the drums and everything.
yeah. The
It,
percussion.
oh,
Like
Yeah,
so good.
the famous Goodfellas shot where they go through the restaurant and the kitchen and all that shit.
I
yeah,
mean,
kind of
that's the
like that.
ultimate, yeah, but
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
Yeah.
pretty fucking good too.
yeah.
Um, Now I know Scott has all the James Bond books. He's read them.
No, I
Uh,
have up till Moonraker. We talked about this.
Well,
yeah,
Moonraker was the second book, so that would mean you have two books.
No, well, the last one I read was Moonraker because I
Right.
kind of read them in succession.
Right, but
Um,
well, no, Moonraker is the third book. I'm sorry. You got Casino Royale, Live and Let Die, then Moonraker. Yeah.
I've
and
got You Only Live Twice. I've got Thunderball.
Those are all after Moonraker. It's not like the movies where Moonraker is 20 years, the 20th movie or whatever.
well,
Moonraker is the
you're
third
telling
book.
me something I didn't know, so I read
Yeah.
them in succession
You read them in the
uh,
order of the
of
movies.
the films. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
oh,
Got
okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, I will say Moonraker as a movie is got to be the worst James Bond movie.
Second worst.
Second worst. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Die Another Day was terrible.
Yeah, but the book I've read Live and Let Die, and I read Casino Royale, and Casino Royale is a great first novel. Um, it's just so good, and the ending is bittersweet, but you get the feel of more to come, and obviously you're reading it and all the movies, but I really liked that story. And then if you like, I have the complete James Bond, but I went and got the Casino Royale that was done in the '60s. It's a comedy with
Peter Sellers and
Peter
Yeah.
Sellers, Woody
yeah,
Allen, all these people. Uh,
terrible.
it's a terrible movie, but as a bonus feature, they have a the first TV adaptation of James Bond, uh, of Casino Royale, and the guy looks like Pat Sajak, and
So what
it's
was
just
this, a TV movie?
yeah. Well, it was like a one of those theater. You know how the TV.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, and back in the 50s they'd have the
yeah,
theater Acme
yeah,
Soap. Acme Soap presents
yes.
weekly
Uh,
theater or whatever, yeah.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a bunch of those with James Dean in them actually. There's a
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
It seemed that same kind of thing, washed out black and white.
yeah.
But it's as a bonus feature on that Casino Royale, and I was just reading the back of it to see who was in it. I had no intention of getting it, and I saw that as the bonus feature. I'm like, I have to get this, and because I knew it wasn't a Bond movie, it was a spoof.
Right.
And I was like, well, I don't care about that. But
This is
uh,
the same guy who bought all the seasons of Vegas with Robert Urich.
see, I'd like to get that. I don't have that yet. I've
What
talked
was it
about
you bought? Spencer for Hire? No, you bought.
no Canon. I have
Oh,
Canon, Rockford Files, Starsky and Hutch. I really Tubi brought it back. I watched all four seasons of Police Woman and was blown away by how good that show was. Uh, it is unbelievable. Like you're like, I can't believe how good these stories
we
are.
are
The
so
writing.
off the subject, but
I know,
how do
but
Happens
you
it's
all the
feel?
exciting.
How
time.
do you
Keep
feel
going. If
about the
it
new David Boreanaz remake of the Rockford Files?
Yeah, and that's coming. I'm
Well,
excited
we'll
about that.
see. His daughter. Here's the deal. I follow the Snags and Silky at Snags and Old Silky on X, our X
James
account.
Garner's daughter.
We follow her,
I
and
follow her too.
she is swearing up and down, like she's seen the pilot, the shitty pilot they did with what's his name back in 2012. I forget what the who that actor was, but they
I know
did.
Vince Vaughn had toyed with it.
Yeah, but they actually did a pilot with, I forget the actor's name.
Oh, that's
Some
horrible.
mediocre actor
Right.
back in 2012 or something, and the pilot never like it's locked away in a vault and they're refusing to show it to anybody because it was just so bad.
Bad, bad.
She saw it,
Well,
obviously. She was in the loop and she said, "This is not that." She's like,
well,
That's
it
"They're
cool.
got picked
fucking
up for
nailing it."
21 episodes.
Yeah, there's she
It
says
never
they're
happens that quick.
she said they
That's
just
cool.
fucking nailed it.
That's great.
So I
Um,
don't know. We'll see. I'll reserve judgment,
but
but
Well, yeah, off the subject, but back on Bond.
that's
back on
okay.
Bond,
Yeah.
the Ian Fleming books were written from 53 to 66. There were 12 novels and two short story collections,
The
which
short stories were in Playboy.
okay. See, I'd like to read those. That's exciting. I bet they're
That's
really
where they started. It was two short stories in Playboy magazine,
okay.
and that's where it got its start. And back then you were getting nude Marilyn and got all this stuff.
Sure,
Everybody saw this. Yeah, it just blew up.
that's great.
And by the way, other than, and I told you this, Moonraker, terrible. Um, No Time to Die, not No Time to Die.
Live and Let Die.
No, what was the one? The Madonna.
Oh,
Uh,
Goldeneye.
it's so forgetful.
Yeah,
But Doctor No actually was horrible. And then you move into From Russia with Love, and it becomes James Bond.
right.
Um, it really did. Like if you go back and watch Doctor No again, you're gonna get halfway through it, and you're like, oh my God, just make this end.
Well,
Oh,
Doctor No,
it's
Doctor
rough.
No was after From Russia with Love. Oh no,
No,
That's the
those are the
Doctor
first
No was
one.
books.
first, and then From
I'm
Russia with
looking at the
Love.
books. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
And then you had Goldfinger, which really blew up, and then Thunderball made Bond Bond.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, Goldfinger probably made Bond Bond because when she's like, "Hi, I'm Pussy, Pussy galore," that made everything, and
Yeah.
I love
Could
that
you
look of that.
imagine in 1964, you have
Yeah.
a movie character, mainstream, not some B movie playing at
No,
the
no, big budget.
big budget, and the
Everyone in
woman's
the
name
movie
is
theater.
Pussy Galore
And
Yeah.
then
in
when she introduces
1964?
himself, "Hi," and Honor Blackman was the actress,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Hi, I'm Pussy, Pussy on the airplane. I'm Pussy galore," and he goes, "I must be dreaming."
Uh-huh.
That was his response. I mean,
Oh my God.
it was fabulous.
It's tremendous. And then she sets him up and he's locked in the plane and she leaves. You know, pussy is dangerous.
It's always been dangerous,
Always
man.
comes
Yeah.
with a price. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh, it comes to the price.
oh, but the for me, the Bond films were a formula of danger, gadgets, cars, women, and the Bond theme. You know, you
And
look forward to hearing it.
tongue in cheek fucking humor. Because it
Yeah,
was like that even when Sean Connery had it.
yeah,
I mean, okay. George Lazenby, his first line in the entire movie
yeah,
of On Her Majesty's Secret Service
yeah,
was, "This never happened to the other guy."
yeah,
It was
yeah,
always tongue in cheek, and
yeah,
that was the way that the Bond movies were,
yeah.
There's
and
there's a great documentary about George Lazenby and his stint in that one movie. Have you seen it, Scott?
I've seen
no,
it.
Yeah, look it up. He's basically like they hire him. He's new to this whole movie star thing.
I know what you're about to say.
The whole production, every woman who has anything to do with that production, from the extras to the co-star, every good-looking actor, they're all just knocking on his hotel door throughout the
Well,
whole thing. He's just
and
getting
he came out, and they hired him on, and they filmed it, and they loved. And by the way, that's a great movie, just to let you know,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
right?
no,
And
it's
then,
good.
but he goes, "This is my only movie because I don't want to be typecast." He's
Well,
done nothing
it's
since.
a little too
nothing since.
early. Yeah, it was
He's
way too
done
early to
nothing
start
since,
doing.
dude.
Do at
Yeah,
Yeah,
least
he's the
five
maybe should have
Pete
movies.
gone
Best.
more.
He's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Pete Best of James Bond.
yeah. Or the
He
Mick
is the
Taylor.
Pete Best of James
He's the
Bond.
Mick Taylor without doing is it if Mick Taylor joined the Rolling Stones and did one good album, that would
Yeah,
have been George Lazenby.
yeah,
Yeah.
just amazing. But
I'm
And
done.
then
I
it
don't want to be
went
in the
from
Stones
Lazenby
anymore.
to fucking Roger Moore, and it was
Yeah,
done for Lazenby at that point because, I
yeah,
mean, Moore did what, seven, eight films?
yeah,
yeah.
he basically rode that into the '80s.
You
Um,
know, it's funny. People talk about it all the time about like the worst Moore films. I loved A View to a Kill. Like I thought his last movie with Walken and what was the girl that played Sheena? She's dead now.
oh yeah. Well, no,
Yeah, she
Moore wasn't in View to a Kill. That was
Yeah, he
Timothy
was.
Dalton.
No, View to a
no,
Kill was
Moore was
Roger
A View to a
Moore's
Kill
last movie,
with Christopher.
1985.
Remember Christopher Walken was
Oh,
Zorin.
Living Daylights.
Yeah, Living
Living
Daylights was Timothy Dalton.
now,
That's
look,
who I'm.
that's a whole other conversation. Let's
Yeah,
finish the
Yeah.
Moore thing,
yeah, yeah.
and then we'll move to Timothy Dalton because I got opinions.
All right,
Right.
lay it on us. Let's hear
All
it.
right, so
Preach,
let's finish the Roger Moore thing.
preach.
So Okay, so you got Live and Let Die, Man with a Golden Gun, Spy Who Loved Me. I think it was For Your Eyes Only at that point. I could be wrong, but you move into a couple more, and then it ends with A View to a Kill.
Right.
Yeah.
A View to a Kill was a great movie.
So he did 7 films.
Yeah, I knew it was close. What did I
Yeah.
miss?
Octopussy.
Octopussy,
Octopussy.
which was
Yeah.
also a
Yeah.
fantastic film.
That was a good one.
And just
Like
from the
I,
title alone, you wouldn't guess that that was one of Ian Fleming's books, because that sounds like that's like Pussy Galore on steroids.
Sure.
Octopussy, you know? It's
I
Yeah.
like,
know.
but
Well,
that's one of
okay,
the books. That's from one of the original books.
it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. All right, so Timothy Dalton came in. And I remember watching The Living Daylights, and I was like, I don't even know who Timothy fucking Dalton is. Who the fuck is Timothy Dalton, right?
Yeah.
It's still in my top four James Bond movies. By the way, my top five includes License to Kill, which is also
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton.
Yeah. Both of them.
That guy, if you understand the James Bond character, James Bond drinks and smokes and fucks.
Right.
Okay, Timothy Dalton was the only Bond other than Sean Connery that smoked, and he was great. And by the way, I still feel like Robert Davi is one of the best freaking villains in any James Bond movie, which was
Mhm.
License to Kill. Like
Yeah.
I'm just Dalton. He was supposed to get a third movie.
Those were
Um,
darker, they were taking it. It was kind of like after Pierce Brosnan left and they brought Daniel Craig in. The Roger Moore stuff had gotten really light and campy, and they were intentionally taking it darker with those Dalton
Well,
movies.
they actually took it darker when they brought in Pierce Brosnan. What had
Yeah.
happened was that, and trust me, I read the whole thing. All right, Dalton was supposed to get a third movie, and it wasn't going to be GoldenEye. It was going to be a completely different story.
Mhm.
And they were like, no, like everybody knew back from the Remington Steele days that Pierce Brosnan was born and bred to play James Bond. And by the way, he was.
Yeah.
Fact, it
Well, they
is.
didn't they want him instead of Timothy Dalton, and they
No, but it
couldn't
was a
get him.
completely different. At the time, Remington Steele had he couldn't leave. And
Yeah.
by the way, I loved Remington Steele. 80s
That was a good
kid.
show.
Sorry, move along. Stephanie Zimbalist, she was so hot.
Oh,
But
yeah.
anyway, um, but yeah, he was going to get a third movie. Dalton was, but then all of a sudden, Remington Steele got canceled, and then they were like, okay. This is the guy who's made to play James Bond, and he was. If
Yeah.
you go back, like and I challenge you, go on to Google or YouTube, excuse me, and look at the trailer, the teaser trailer for GoldenEye. And it was great. It shows all this action and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, it says 007, and Pierce Brosnan walks up, and the 7 and the O separate. And Pierce Brosnan goes, "You're expecting someone else?" And it was so good. Like everybody got excited. It
Yeah.
was one of the best Teeler Tracers ever. And you got to remember, he did Goldeneye, he did Tomorrow Never Dies, he did World Is Not Enough, and then the
Die
other.
Another Day.
God, that was such shit.
Yeah.
It was such shit. Except it had what's her name, Rosamund Pike in it or whatever her name is. She's so hot.
Haley Berry was in there, right? Or
She was well. That was the anniversary, so they had Halle Berry come out of the water at the same way that Bond came out of the water in Doctor No with the
oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and yay, fun, but the movie was garbage. You
yeah.
remember when he had um he was cruising down like the glacier had fallen and
Oh,
he
yeah,
oh so
yes.
bad.
Silly. Yeah,
It was such a bad
yeah.
movie
And
and the
my what I was getting at with the different themes that were in all of them is with the Daniel Craig, you just suddenly didn't have the James Bond theme, and it to me it was like a hole in the movies. but I do like the movies. But I missed the James Bond theme was just a part of the whole thing.
That's not true. That's not
It's
true.
it's
Mm-mm.
not in those
It's
movies.
not true. Okay, I'm going to give you the moments that they gave you the James Bond film, the song. All right. Let's start with Skyfall when he gets out of the car and he's back in England. He's in the black Aston Martin and he gets out and he does
Right.
his
Well,
little freaking
Skyfall's the
cufflinks.
third one. I'm talking about Casino and Quantum. They just didn't have.
It actually did. I'll send you the soundtracks. It wasn't as much as you
Right.
saw it in a lot of the
Like they
older
hint
films.
they hint around, but it never. Well, the way I remember it is they just weren't there. But
No, I know what you're saying. It wasn't
yeah,
as prevalent as it is in a
yeah,
lot of the older movies.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, you had a lot of Hans Zimmer instead of, Monty Newman. I mean, I get it.
Right, right.
You didn't think I was going to come up with Monty Newman, did you?
That was good.
But yeah, I mean, it was the thing about the later Bond movies, and a lot of people don't love this. You had to get to a point. There had to be an end of the story. Like you
Yeah,
can't keep it up. You can't keep another guy, another problem with MI6, another problem with the Russians or the North Koreans. You had to, at some point, get to a point where he came up against somebody. And by the way, I think Rami Malek's one of the worst Bond villains ever.
and where was he?
He was No Time to Die. Rami Malek, the guy who
Oh
played
yeah,
Freddie Mercury. Yeah,
yeah,
he was
yeah,
not. He was a terrible Bond villain, but he was the
yeah.
one that finally took Bond
Yeah,
out.
I don't
Right.
see that guy playing an evil character. Christoph Waltz, Christopher Walken, hell yeah, but Rami Malek, I mean, he's a good actor, but I just don't see him playing anybody
Watch the movie
scary.
because you haven't seen it yet. You'll
Right.
understand that they're using like, I mean, I don't know how many people are watching that have seen it, but it's like he's using nanobots,
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
and he's using these nanobots to where that's now become DNA. It can track DNA. And the way that Rami Malek took out James Bond is James Bond found out that he has a daughter, and but they used her DNA because her dad was Spectre, which was Christoph Waltz,
right.
and used that against him to where if he came anywhere near his daughter, she would die. So at one point, the climax of the movie, and by the way, I don't care if I tell you, you still should watch
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah, no, I don't care.
It's
Go ahead.
extremely emotional because if you're a James Bond fan, the way that they played it out was perfect.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
he realized that I can never be around the woman that I love or my daughter, so fuck it.
yeah. And it was similar to Casino Royale, where his wife to be, uh, they have this beautiful romance, and then she's gone. It was same kind of bitter sweet, like life just will not leave him alone.
Well, I love the fact that we're not breaking everything down by each Bond movie. What I like about what we're doing right now is we're talking about how all these Bond movies are intertwining. Like if you look at On Her Majesty's Secret Service, he lost his wife. Like the beginning scene or
Yeah,
the end scene is he's Diana Rigg was the actress.
right. Oh, she was hot.
Well, she ended up being in the original Avenger. But then if
Yeah,
you look at the opening scene of For Your Eyes Only, he's going to take flowers to his wife's grave,
yeah,
and that's when
yeah,
the helicopter comes and picks him
yep,
up.
yeah,
And it's like all these movies intertwine. Like
yeah.
if you're a true Bond fan, you understand fundamentally that they are so intertwined.
Well,
Well,
and in any kind of drama, with if it's an action movie, you're like, okay, well, he can't fall in love and everything be great, or he won't go off and fight these
Right.
bad
Then he
guys.
just settled life like the
Yeah, yeah. So that character is doomed from the beginning, and you're like, God, she's hot. That sucks, but it's gonna happen.
We've done certain things before. We've done Burt Reynolds stuff, and we've done different things. But the thing about Bond is the fact that it's been very carefully done from the beginning, and the directors who have done it, and the people who have done the soundtrack. Hans Zimmer got the last one. The people they have found a way, and this is what I'm so concerned with. All right, what's the guy's name? The Dune guy,
Villeneuve
Villeneuve.
or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And now he's got it. He's the director. And he's the one that says, I want to start this from the beginning. I want to start this from where James Bond was young. And he just got his
Okay.
00. It's brilliant because you can get anybody on the fucking planet.
Right.
And as long as you don't go woke, it's gonna be a fucking success.
Yeah. And
Um,
and the thing is the audience, who's gonna go see this movie? Uh Men from 20 to 55, and you throw in all the elements that have
I
made
disagree. It's
Bond.
going to be 20 to 80
Okay.
because you're going to
Yeah.
have people that are our age where we're mid 50s. But I look, my dad just died a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, he would make it down to the theater to watch No Time to Die, and that was the last movie he watched.
Right.
So I believe that if you find a way to you gotta keep the coolness to Bond.
Yeah.
Don't make him bisexual. Stop.
Yes.
All right, don't
Uh
I love the fact that in Skyfall that you remember what's his name? Fuck. The villain. What's his name? No Country for Old Men.
oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
he starts flirting with him and Bond goes, "You're acting like it's my first time." And I thought I was like, yeah, a cool line, but then I started thinking, here we
Easy.
go.
Yeah, yeah,
Here we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Well, I was like I was telling you, Scott, before Brett got on, and actually Brett saw the screenshot. Somebody posted on online the a screenshot from one of the new whatever the latest James Bond book is, and there's a whole rant in there about he goes to some event and is like, "Oh, there's too many right wingers here. There's not enough diversity, blah blah blah." And it's like it's just
I don't think it's ever going to happen because
no,
I think that they
it has
understand
happened in the book, is what I'm
maybe
saying.
well, it can happen in the book, but I
And
think
and and,
fundamentally
I'm not talking about the movie right now, but I'm just saying they just shoehorn that shit in there, and it takes you out of the it takes you, if you're doing a movie about somebody who's this left-wing radical, then they would say that. But
that's like doing a
James
Friday the 13th movie and Jason refuses to kill a black girl. Stop.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I
yeah,
just stop. I
yeah.
mean, I
Um,
don't
Yeah. So
my
well, it,
hopefully they don't do that. I have a quick question though. If these are being made by Amazon, are they going to release them theatrically and then they're going to be on Amazon Prime, or is this just
they may do like 2 weeks theatrically, just like
yeah,
Netflix is doing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
uh, I
Interesting.
don't know if you watch Citadel. Um, it came out like 2.5 years ago. It's got Priyanka. I forget her fucking name. All right, but it was really good and it was so expensive. And then I thought it was done because it went away. And all of a sudden, a new season came out, and just 2.5 years later after COVID, and the season is way better than the first season.
uh-huh.
Citadel? Never saw it.
It's pretty fucking fun.
Hmm.
Priyanka Chanka. What's the guy? What's the girl's name who's married to Harry Styles
I,
or used to be married to Styles or
I don't
one of the I
I
can't
don't
not
keep up
Harry
with all that
Styles,
shit.
know.
Is
but
it?
whatever it is, it's fucking good. My point is,
Oh
Is
yeah, it's on
Citadel like
Amazon.
Silo or one of these?
Stylo's great, by the way.
Yeah, but it's all THX 1138.
An
Uh,
independent global spy agency was destroyed by a new syndicate, Manticore. With their memories wiped, elite agents Mason Kane and Nadia Smith barely escaped with their lives.
But it's got Stanley Tucci in it. So what more do you
Yeah,
need to know?
oh,
yeah,
he's great.
yeah, yeah. Check it
Tucci,
out.
Tucci is
Tucci's one of my favorites. But
he is
my point is, bringing
yeah
this back to Bond,
yeah
is Amazon owns this, and they've done a really good job. I mean, they're not stupid.
yeah
They're gonna release it in the theaters because it's a Bond movie. They're gonna make a fuck ton of money.
yeah
Like everybody's gonna go see Bond from 80 to 42.
yeah
They're gonna go see Bond. If they fuck it up,
yeah.
it's done.
It's done. Because what needs to be in there is all the formula before the womanizing, it's that's just that character. And you're always going to have a love affair with Archie Bunker. You're going to have these characters. They're not necessarily politically correct, but there's the beauty of it, that there's we all have that uncle or whoever, and James Bond should be a womanizing, uh, you know, man on
And
the edge.
the people who have been in Bond movies agree.
Yeah,
Don't do that. Like Rachel Wise, who's married to Daniel Craig's like, please don't make it a girl. Stop.
yeah,
Just stop. And
yeah,
I think about the first time that I ever saw a Bond line that made me laugh.
yeah.
Where he is it you only live twice, maybe? And he's at the casino table, and this hot girl's just like, "Hi, I'm Plenty O'Toole," and he's like, "Named after your father, of course."
Uh-huh. Yeah. Fucking great.
I mean, they knew back then that you could straddle the line. You can't
Yeah.
straddle the line anymore,
No, no,
or
no.
maybe you can, and that's what's going to make your film fucking better.
Yeah, yeah. But when anymore now you watch a movie and you're waiting to see which actress is going to be the lesbian, and uh it's all so predictable, you know.
I mean, everybody just wants to see Sydney Sweeney's tits. Let's just.
You right?
I mean, I think
That's
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 where
the
we
thing.
are in this
That's
world
the
right
thing.
now.
If you look at how popular she is, and there's nothing woke about her, she's just her being
She's a
sexy.
conservative girl. She doesn't give a fuck what you
Yeah,
think.
but
yeah.
when
She
but you're not watching it to hear conservative opinions. She's just a sexy girl being herself,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
but she's the
that's what
one
people want.
mentioned
And
as
that's
the next
empowering.
Bond girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the reason why I brought it up.
yeah.
Because I mean what? If they make her the next Bond girl, libs are going to be like, I'm not going to go see it. Or
Oh no, that shit'll
Christian
blow
cons
up.
I mean,
That'll
look,
blow up. It'll be huge. She's
they'll
anything
make it
she touches
bigger.
right now is just turns
Yeah.
into a giant
And I hope
avalanche of
she
cash.
I hope she rides it out. I mean, at some point, they move on to the next girl. But what I like about this episode is we have not really gone chronologically,
There's
which
been no script
that gets
whatsoever.
that gets boring. And I like that we're jumping all over. Personally, I will always like the Sean Connery movies. He did five, then Lazenby, then he came back and did
I'm
Diamonds Are
Daniel Craig,
Forever,
100%.
and then then he did Never Say Never Again, which was really a remake of
Thunderball.
Thunderball. Um, so and maybe because he's the first, but I've just always liked Connery. Um, but Daniel Craig really brought it back full circle.
He brought the franchise back.
Yeah, yeah,
It was horrible. I mean, well, okay, here's the thing. If Pierce Brosnan stopped, I mean, GoldenEye was amazing, actually.
yeah. I like that one.
The world is not enough. Tomorrow Never Dies was actually really good too. It had Michelle Yeoh in it. Um, World is Not Enough was good, except they made what's that bitch's name that was married to Charlie Sheen? She was Christmas Jones. Oh,
Denise
But
Richards?
yeah, she
Yeah.
was
yeah,
so awful. But the
yeah,
movie was actually pretty okay.
yeah.
But then they brought up that other one, Die Another Day, and it was just like it just never should have been made.
Yeah.
And then, like I remember watching Die Another Day, and I was like, the franchise is dead. This is fucking garbage. Like I
Yeah.
love the Invisible Aston Martin. I actually kind of liked that. I didn't get weird about it. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I could see. All right, all right. But it was just so fucking bad. The movie was bad. Halle Berry
Yeah.
was bad. Everything was bad. It was terrible. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this blonde pit. He's got zit scars on his face.
Oh yeah, I remember
You
that.
get Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, and boom, the franchise was changed. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people say that the remake of Casino Royale was the best Bond film ever. Like they love that. They're like,
Yeah,
whoa, I
that
didn't
was
see
a
that
real
coming.
shot in the arm, and I was
Yeah.
so excited that they were going to give that a proper filming and not that. I mean, for decades, all you had was that spoof. It was
You know
terrible.
who wanted to do it? Who was just seriously considering making a film out of that book was
Quentin
Tarantino.
Tarantino.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
I know. I read that.
Yeah.
He would
yeah.
have destroyed that. He would have. Oh, no, no, no.
I like Tarantino, but I there's certain things I would not want him to touch.
He's such a cunt, dude. It's like I love Tarantino.
There's a Star Trek script floating around that he wrote. He wrote a
Yeah,
No,
that was
script
the
he
big
for a
wanted
Star
one.
to.
Trek movie.
He
It's out there
wanted
somewhere.
he wanted the Chris Pine, Keith Urban, Zoe Saldana. He wanted that cast,
Yeah.
and they read the script and they're like, "That's not Star Trek," and so no, we're not doing it. It just went to
Good.
shit.
Yeah,
And look, Tarantino, like the problem with him now is he runs his mouth all the time. Like he
yeah.
says things all the time, and he just needs to stop.
Yeah, what was that
Um,
actor that he ragged on that he was saying?
Oh yeah,
oh, the guy who
that
played
was ridiculous.
Scarecrow from Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
so
just
like
beat him to
what the
death,
yeah.
and then all of Hollywood went behind the actor, and like
Yeah,
Tarantino sucks cock.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
All right, you guys, I've got to cut this short because
Yeah, it's all good, man.
I've got to cut it short. But all right, so my thought is, since we're going to end this,
Yeah.
is that number one, Skyfall. Number two, Goldfinger. Number three, Thunderball. Number four, For Your Eyes Only. And I wrote this down first, by the way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Number five, this is the one that's going to be questionable. GoldenEye.
Mm.
Because it changed the Bond revolution. It brought in Tina Turner, brought in all the it brought in the keyboards and all this kind of stuff to the Bond theme and stuff like that. Gonna be
I
GoldenEye.
would say with each new Bond actor, it was like a shot in the arm for the franchise. New interest, and then they go back to kind of what their preference was. I'm sure everybody went and saw Lazenby, um, which that was a really good script. Um, but I remember seeing uh, the Living Daylights. I think where
Living Daylights is number six for me, by the way.
Roger Moore kisses Grace
No, it
Jones,
wasn't Roger Moore. It was Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton, and Grace Jones. And I remember like, oh
No,
wow.
that was The Living Daylights. That was A View to a Kill.
So View to a Kill with Grace Jones, and that was Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Uh, and I remember like, oh wow, this is you just weren't you didn't see interracial going on, but then you go back to Diamonds Are Forever, he's making out with Roger Moore was making out, or no, uh, it's there's a black girl back in the
Go back to
70s.
Star Trek when William Shatner was
Yeah,
making out with the green bitch.
yeah, and well,
Fun.
with Uhura, uh, he kisses Uhura. Um, but I thought that was big for the Bond stuff. Um, but like I said, I always liked the Connerys, but the Daniel Craig movies, I they came full circle for me. Whereas Roger Moore, it just got silly towards the end. Moonraker,
Same thing with Pierce Brosnan. It just got
yeah,
silly. And
Moonraker
they
being
gave
the
Dalton
worst.
2 movies, and they were fantastic, and they never got weird. But Daniel Craig was the right choice, and
Yeah,
so they made the right choice.
yeah.
So yeah, I agree. All right, man, I gotta go. I'm
All
gonna
right.
go. Yeah, you guys are look. I enjoyed this one more than the Burt Reynolds and more than the what was the other one we did? The Tarantino one. I enjoyed
Yeah.
this more because it was more freestyle.
Well,
Um,
but let me, while you're still on, I have to say, some of the guests we've had make the subject where, yes, Snags and I could do all the research and really just info dump all over you, but having somebody this big into the Bond, I have to
who
Yeah,
just
think
no,
we,
loves
the,
the
the
subject?
difference here is you're the expert, so we're just letting you talk and chiming in. The Tarantino, there was a little bit of history there. We did a original. I did a lot of research because I fucking love Tarantino. I wanted to cover everything, and we did an episode with Rabid Mike, and he was all over the place. Half of it was political ranting that I had to spend an hour editing out. Like not like not. We'll talk about politics a little bit. He was just like fucking Neil
he was
Bortz, 20
frothing at the
minutes
mouth.
Neil Bortz rants. Yeah, he was drunk. He was pretty drunk.
Yeah.
And so I had all these notes. I was excited, ready to go, and he just fucking blew it
It
all up.
derailed,
So
it
when you
derailed the,
came on, I was like, we're going through these fucking notes.
but
But the
no, it was
Well, I
just,
was
it,
telling Brett
I
tonight
like
that
that too, though.
Brett talked about what the next one needs to be, and I said we had to. I was drunk one night, and I said the next one needs to be catastrophe movies because my favorite.
Oh hell
Look,
yeah,
first
that'd
of
be
all, my
fun.
favorite movie of all time is The Towering Inferno. I'm sorry. Fucking look, you got Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, Faye Dunaway, William Holden, O.J. fucking Simpson, Fred Astaire, Robert Wagner. You got
yeah,
this big fucking cast,
yeah,
right? And it needs to be. I don't know what just happened. Sorry, my light went out, but we're almost about to end anyway.
yeah,
But that's the next one we need to do: catastrophe movies, because
yeah.
you
And
got
we'll,
Skyscraper, San Andreas. You got the remake of fucking
Poseidon.
yeah, but which actually I loved.
Yeah, nothing beats the Shelley Winters character though for the original.
Yeah,
But
it's just such a good topic. Like if you
yeah,
love, like I love catastrophe. The Swarm. There's this
yeah,
great TV movie
Killer
that had
Bees.
no that well there was this great TV movie that had Suzanne Summers in it. It was called
Yeah,
Ants.
yeah,
And she was
ants.
laying in bed and she wakes up and you just see all these ants all over her boobs. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yay.
yay, boobies.
Yeah, I know. It's just like that's a great topic because
Yeah,
people love these movies and they
yeah.
need to make more. And the fact that they're not making them anymore is a fucking shame because
It
they're
is
Well,
a
they
shame.
fun.
they do. They like Asteroid and
Well, you did have
yeah.
Armageddon and Deep Impact
Yeah,
Meteor,
Shining.
Armageddon and all that
meteor.
shit.
You had Volcano, and by the way, Dante's Peak was way better than Volcano.
Yeah. No, but we'll
Don't forget Sharknado. Come on, man.
Sharknado.
What's your
Yeah.
what you,
Blech. Didn't like any fucking one of them.
Uh,
All right,
anyways, yeah,
ladies, good night.
we'll do
all right,
that.
man.
I gotta go.
We'll
Have a
schedule
good
it.
one.
Be
Thank you,
good.
sir.
Love y'all.
Later, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Deuces.
Peace out.